Meteorologist Matthew East here with you. A whole lot to talk about. Let's get right into the New Year's Eve edition of the Carolina Weather Video. We have had a little bit of light precipitation early this morning over parts of northern North Carolina, and at times it's been some wet snowflakes mixing in between Roxborough and down to just northwest of Chapel Hill and Durham. And a little bit of that precipitation extending up through eastern Virginia as well, with this little upper level disturbance moving through. But that is exiting. We have a couple of pretty quiet weather days ahead. Our highs yesterday topped 50 in many spots across the Piedmont, even 62 in Wilmington, but only 37 in Boone. Currently, our readings sitting in the 30s and 40s out there across the viewing area, across the region rather, with 39 for a temperature in Raleigh, 37 in Greensboro, 41 in Charlotte, 28 degrees up in Boone. So again, we've had this little upper level disturbance rippling through, brought that very little amount of some precipitation very early this morning, but now you notice here on Futurecast we're in good shape for this New Year's Eve, and it will be a very quiet overnight period as we ring in 2014. Here's what it looks like on the surface map. Just a weak cold front breezing through, really no tangible weather impacts from that. There we are as 2014 arrives, very quiet out there. First day of the new year looks quiet too, but off to the west, here comes our next system for Thursday. This will be one of those deals where the energy transfers to a coastal low pressure that develops, and that'll bring us some rain and mountain snow later Thursday and Thursday night. Could be a pretty significant winter storm for parts of the Northeast. And then following this system, we get some cold air. Check out the GFS model Friday afternoon, struggling to make the low 30s in parts of the Piedmont. And then we gear up for what could be an even bigger shot of cold air, and I'll talk a lot more about this in just a second. But there's the European model bringing a potent system through Monday, and then a frigid air mass follows that storm system. Now this is next week. Here we are, the European raw data here. 7 a.m. Tuesday, there's your temperatures across the region, and then Tuesday afternoon, there are the temperatures. Again, that's the European model. That could very well be too cold, but I'll show you some of the other modeling in just a second. Very quickly, Cataloochee ski resort area looking pretty good, and all of the ski resorts should be sporting some very nice conditions overall over the next several days. All right, so let me get into some of the more detailed modeling here. This is the European upper air chart, 500 millibars, valid Thursday night into Friday morning. That next trough swinging through. And then look what happens next week. This is the operational European from the 0Z run today. One piece of energy in the Mississippi Valley, another one diving down through the northern plains. You get a pretty significant amount of phasing that basically pulls a lobe of the polar vortex down into the Great Lakes region. And it is a bitterly, bitterly cold setup that then unfolds. Let me show you the 850 millibar temperatures. Now again, this is from the operational European. I'll show you the ensemble mean in just a second, but this is the regular operational European model. You're looking at 850 millibar temperatures, colder than 20 below 0 Celsius over the mid-Mississippi Valley by Monday of next week, and then that same air mass even colder. In fact, you're looking at 850 millibar temperatures colder than 28 degrees below 0 Monday night over eastern Kentucky and Tennessee. That is a brutal, brutal shot of cold air being shown on the European model. And if you're wondering what that looks like at the surface, here are the surface temperatures at around daybreak Tuesday of next week. And I know this may be tough to see, but that is the 0 degree line. Now that's 0 Fahrenheit down into northern Alabama and Georgia, up into parts of the western Carolinas. Okay, so will that be correct? Well, let me show you the 850 millibar ensemble mean forecast for Monday evening of next week. Obviously, it's not as extreme, but that is still a brutally cold air being indicated on the ensembles. And this is the, let me go back. This is the ensemble mean 850 millibar temperature for Monday night, and if you're looking aloft, this is Monday morning, and I know this is a little confusing to look at if you're not familiar with looking at these charts, but this is the spaghetti chart at 500 millibars. That white line, that is the operational European model, and the kind of orange line there, that is the ensemble mean. And all the other lines there, those are all the individual ensemble members. And really, that's pretty good agreement. There's obviously some spread there, but when you're dealing with this anomalous of an air mass and this anomalous of a pattern, it's really quite good agreement with the European model. So this is what it looks like at the surface. Thursday, get that system moving through. That'll be a pretty decent thump of some snow up in the mountains. Following that, we get a very cold Friday, and then we gear up for the next system. This is Sunday afternoon. We go out to Monday, and boy, there's that system really winding up on the European, centered over Virginia and North Carolina, and this turns into a very significant snowstorm. In fact, even near blizzard conditions, if the operational European were to be correct, in that general area right there. And of course, I didn't necessarily draw that exactly correct, but you get the idea. Now, let's look, and again, look at these thicknesses. These are amazingly cold thicknesses on the operational European. Now, let me go back and show you. Let's go back and grab this chart right here. This is the operational European 850 millibar temperatures. Now let's look at the GFS. This was a 0-0 run at roughly the same time, and it is not even close to the same scenario. In fact, it's just kind of a quiet, relatively mild setup across the southeast Monday and Tuesday on the 0Z GFS. Okay. Well, one other chart to show you. There's the Canadian model. This is for Tuesday morning, and it is much more in line with the European. In fact, if you look at the 850 millibar temperatures, it has it below 20 degrees below 0 Celsius. So I've gone with the cold scenario, my forecast. Probably not as extreme as the operational European model, but we'll see how it plays out. For the Piedmont, if my thinking is correct, we could very well see at best highs in the 20s Tuesday of next week. And again, this is going to be a good shot of cold air, assuming the colder modeling is onto the right general scenario. So we will see how that plays out. All right, that is it for today's edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Thank you for watching. Have a great day, and God bless.